諦めろバルやからあんたらなんかじゃ束なってもかなわんクワバラクワバラクワバラ目にも止まらん速さくたばらんたまらん下がらん押し通すわがままそこだけには邪魔だ俺はもう一人のあなたサラちゃんガヤちゃんワンサカ読みの国ワンダラご祈祷中になんだが4時44分待ったら4尺4分4分さなが壁なっちゃうブランガラ呼ぶ声がしたんならもう一人お疲れ様や入れた入れた入れた入れた入れた必死で入れたさきれきりはあなた猫と僕がうまく噛み合ったら痛みが重なったら
Ah, you're the editor. Sorry. Where's Glue? He's sleeping, but we have interviews to do. What is this? We have a job to do. Though I wonder... What's he dreaming about? Oh, I know. I could start the interviews. Don't worry, Glue, I prepped. Enjoy your rest. See, what do I have here? Spill the tea? Is that right? Could you guys be in the center of the pitch?
What did you say?
May I approach the bench?
Ah,
What do you think I said?
I'm gonna be real, I did not study for this at all. I was literally playing an A-Ramen League earlier. It's over.
Spill the Tea has 3 members.
It does. I don't know where Glue is. Probably off playing TFT.
Ew, loser. Spill the tea. Question 1. Can both of you,
You know, I don't know an interrogation room is, really necessary, but, whatever protocol is.
Glue? I'm gonna ask, why do you need the help of a devil? What exactly is this project?
Yeah, so essentially I want to do a, series of interviews. This is something I do every year, essentially. Just interview a bunch of my friends.
I see.
See how the year was for them.
And how exactly would I help?
I need your help because, well, it's just me.
Don't you have other people?
You know, there is Mouse Glue, but, you know, she's dealing with some lactose problems. And Cat Glue? I have no idea where she is.
I do see the list of names and groups. Let me just go over everyone, just so I'm prepared.
I did not study for this at all.
Alright, the first group. Now, I'm a little confused. You had this listed as... Spill the Tea. What's this about?
Yeah, Spill the Tea's just like, you know, it's an exclusive club.
Hello, my name is Ollie. Nice to meet you.
Don't you mean Glue?
My name is Glue. Nice to meet you. I'm the person commonly referred to by others as Glue.
Hi everyone, I am Water. What's up, bro?
Alright. So tell me about this water person.
Yeah, Water, wow, that's, yeah, I'd definitely say Water's like a brother.
No kidding.
You know, we're pretty similar. Though, people keep confusing us together. Like, we look nothing alike. Don't call me Water. Don't call him Glue. I don't understand. We are very different. But either way, you know, we play a lot of horror games together. Pretty cool.
This next person, Ren.
Finally, yeah, Machina, you know, it's really hard to explain what Ollie means to me.
And what makes Ollie so special?
I mean, you know, she's a homie. Like, you look at her and you just get, like, inspired, you know? It's just like, wow, that's an edit right there. Like, just... I forgot to record the audio, so I have to redo this interview, and I lost like 3 hours of footage. This was so annoying. I was going to give up, but then I saw that Ollie edit, the one I made, the one you just saw, and it sort of like gave me inspiration and like just, nah, I'd win vibes, just like, just do it. So yeah, it inspired me to do it again. So thank you, Ollie.
Next, I have a nihilist.
I don't even say what I do, right? Please.
You know, it's up to you. It's
I
fine.
do your mom.
Yeah, nihilist. You You know, he's a pretty cool guy.
Obviously, I'm Makima. You know,
Here.
Glue's running a little
Well,
late.
howdy, top of the morning. Don't mind the chicken. Nice to see you all. My name is Optimistic Nihilist. Optimistic Nihilist.
You know, opposite time zones, so we barely see him. I'd say it's a good thing that he's pretty humble, because if he was not, sack that he's very funny would be a dangerous combination. I mean, he is dangerous, but just, you know. Also, his life is literally an anime.
Fatal Zodiac. There's just a picture of a highlighter here. What's his deal?
Well, hello. My name is Fatal Zodiac. I'm a street dancer, and I'm a crew member for Offbeat and Unit Crew. Those are my two home crew, and also I'm part of the community that a lot of our friends in, which is VRC Dance. So great place to be. A lot of good people, a lot of good talented people, and so on.
Fatal, yeah. You know, there's this other, friend, Kaz. You know, we say she's the main character. If she's the main character, then Fatal is the support character. He supports everyone. He is that friend. I feel like a bunch of people picked up house dancing because of him.
Question, Glue. What is house dancing?
House dancing, you know, he would better explain it.
Like, houses actually
As I
dancing?
understand it, it is not houses dancing.
Of course not. It's another
It is
group.
a style.
Hollow Victory.
I'm Hollow Victory, also just known as Hollow.
Yes, Hollow. He's incredibly intelligent. And he's another case where, like, I'm so glad he's nice. Hollow's a good guy. If Hollow was not a good guy, his intellect would be very dangerous. It's a good thing he's good.
Sky and Kaz. What about them? No.
Yeah, Sky and Kaz are a bunch of gamers. Like, they will destroy you and everything. Different types of games. Yeah, Sky likes to, you know, we've robbed banks together back in the day. Pretty good times. Kaz, well, Kaz scares me, honestly. She can be very scary. Never piss Kaz off. That's all I can tell you. But if you don't do that, she's nice.
Am I reading this right? Tarkus? Is that not from Dark Souls? So as you can see, I'm not Glue. I am Makima.
I'm Tarkus. I guess the actual player on as recently dancer. Recently found VRC Dance to interact with people in here, get to know people better.
Right, he's named after the Dark Souls character, which, by the way, is the strongest summon in Dark Souls. He definitely has a calming presence whenever he's in the room, especially in contrast to certain members.
Away, I'll get away.
This group has a bunch of warning labels on it. Teacup and a Weefow.
Hello, my name is Glue, and I'm required.
If I didn't ride blade on curve, would you still? If I'm in my mind at work, would you still? Keep it 100, I'd rather you trust me than to. Keep it a whole 100, don't got you, I got nothing.
Yeah, it's VR chat. You can be whatever you want, right?
My name's Weefow.
Oh no, I thought your name is Ollie.
I anticipate this group to be a handful.
Okay,
You're
I
right.
see.
I that's Weefow. That's Weefow.
Yeah, we found.
It's gonna be that kind of interview.
Yeah, Teacup, he's quite the soul. I appreciate the fact that, you know, you want to talk about life, philosophize, ethics. That's a word. So I do appreciate that. Weefow is just... It's like, he's gotten any worse this year. Like, he's way too, like, unwholesome, down bad. Like, this dude has just gone on the deep end. I don't know. It's concerning, really. Weefow is scaring me.
Next is Dingenex.
My name is Ninja Nex. I'm from Virginia, and you're in the US of A. 24 years old, been dancing in VR chat for a long time. Made a lot of friends, and I'm also just here just to have fun, love God, love others, and just rock it.
Controversial take here. Ninja is the best VR dancer.
Hold on.
Like, you can quote me.
That's pretty controversial of you to say.
I know what I said.
Are you sure?
In my years playing VR chat, watching dancing streams, watching VR people. Hands down, Ninja Nex is the best. And so it was really a privilege to be able to interview him, because I know he's busy.
Nugan. Yeah, that seems familiar. You might have worked in the past before.
I'm Nugan. Hello. VR roamer for around, how long has it been now? Yeah, a little over 4 years.
You know, I'm really proud of Nugan. He's definitely broadened his horizons this year, which means I see him less, but, you know, I'll say he's more say-so this year. Meanwhile, we found just, like, they're opposites, you know?
It's Sonic Kitsune.
Well, most call me Sonic. I'm a robot usually, and I'm kind of just around.
You want to talk about robots or bugs? Well, VR bugs. I don't know what IRL bugs. Anyway, he's your guy.
And we got another group here, pretty big. We have Remy, Anya, and Mao.
I'm Remy.
Hi, I'm Mao.
Yeah, Remy's a good person to know. Remy is very, very funny. Every time Remy's in the Remy avatar, or as VKit-chan, Remy is extremely funny. Remy can be doing nothing and I laugh. You know Anya? Very talented. Mao knows literally everything. So if you have a question about literally anything, just ask Mao. And no, this does not give you an excuse to go ask Mao an annoying question, but just know she's also the strongest being out of all of us. She could easily, kill you. Just food for thought, you know?
What is this anyway?
Welcome to the end of all time. This is the end of existence. This is nothing. This is the fathom of all. This is everything and nothing. All at the same time.
Am nervous. The last group is Clear Rainbow and Comic Silver. Tell me about them.
Hello, I'm Clear Rainbow. I do squats. I have thighs, and I scare people with my thighs.
Yeah, I do wish there were more pairings like this. Yeah, you have Comic Silver on one hand, who loves horror, and on the other spectrum you have Clear, who doesn't really like horror that much. Clear is someone who is extremely dedicated to fitness. But she's definitely more than that. Like, her drip game is just off the charts this year. I say out of VR, she's like academically gifted person. Just be careful if you follow her workouts. She's not human. I'm gonna make sure that people know that, like, the one person you want to spend time in VR with, Comic Silver. Like, she enhances everything. She blends into the world perfectly. You know, he'll jump scare you. Amazing. Plus, outside of VR, he also does a lot of gaming, which is really fun to play with him. And I think he has a gift for creative writing as well.
Last we have Rajan.
I am Rajan. I am a squid.
Like, again, another person super busy this year, but just has been crushing it. Like, we'll be playing, like, sketching games, or just, like, there's a random pen in the world, and he'll just sketch something in, like, 2 seconds, and it's amazing. You can draw the Among Us thing so fast.
Well, Glue, this all makes sense.
Tell you, how you like
I think
Vim
it should be fine. I just want to ask simple questions, you know, like,
oh, yeah?
You know, something easy, like, could you bark for me?
Aww.
I'm playing hide and go seek right now because I can't find who are you asking this question to?
Who do you think you're talking to?
What do you mean by that?
No.
Don't be rushed.
Bark.
You know, like bulldog going.
Bark, 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 bark.
I'm assuming the position like punching.
I've seen enough. I'll just leave. Thank you.
Well, that was a crazy dream. I thought someone was calling my name. Machina started the interviews. You wait a minute. She's gonna ask that question again. No, 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 no. Editor Glue, why didn't you wake me?
Can we get much higher?
Yo.
Welcome. Long time no see, Glue. How has it been?
You know, I'm wondering now how many people interviewed are actually gonna bark. Oh, it's Glue!
Sorry I'm late.
What's
everyone's current obsession?
It's tough yeah, I am too, honestly, because, like,
What the
problem is... The thing is, okay, I don't obsess, I think, over a singular thing very often. It's normally a couple different things, which I split my time into. The week or two after I came back from Japan, I was still very obsessed about being back there. Because I was constantly like, man, it's so different being here in America. I got to try the bidet for the first time. I got to try, like, those showers and then bath things, which I don't get to do here. So there was a lot of, like, differences, and I was kind of obsessing over my recent travels.
What I'm really into right now is heavy metal live shows. I was recently invited to an invitation-only fashion event in London, and it was surreal. I received many compliments. So for me right now, I think it's heavy metal. It was 20 people only. 150 models showing 300 outfits. I loved it.
Oh my god. And you got super inspired to do more avatar work for different outfits, and now you're gonna spend the next...
well, millennia.
There's no
Speaking
such
of
thing
killing.
anymore. Oh, okay, good transition.
I did purchase a new, like, camera, which is something I'm getting into right now, so photograph and recording. So right now my session is, like, with taking photos and video editing, actually. So I'm getting back into it.
I got lost. That's where it's I'm a little late.
And we are in a cave.
Like
so
to find
I'm
this
sorry
little
about
cave
that.
area. Yeah. I'm terrible with directions too. I am curious though, did you actually bark?
I'm currently more into dancing in general now. Dancing and more socializing in general. But dancing is definitely the big thing.
Do you have a specialty in dance?
Like I do more house dance. I think like Fatal
You're one of his disciples.
Oh, hey, it's Glue. Makima was just here.
Oh my gosh.
Crazy.
I think an impersonator, Glue. Makima was trying to say that they were like the interviewer today. I've never seen that.
Yeah, they said they wanted to
before.
step on you.
Good luck, Glue's editor.
Yeah. Oh man, who's Glue's editor? Whoa, who is that?
I mean, I've been training to be a firefighter for a good about a year now. So like maybe 9 months. I just got done with Fire Academy over this Saturday, so that was cool. Final exams were sick. Having burn day was awesome. So I've been doing that. So I guess that's kind of like what I'm doing right now. But yeah, other than that, thank you. Other than that, I've been just trying to, live life, be good unto others, the good stuff. It's something that I kind of stumbled into, actually. I thought it was interesting. My mom is a nurse at a hospital, so she helped out a firefighter, and then she said, hey, you could do that. And I was like, yeah, you're right. That's practically what happened. I was just like, I could probably do that. And so I did it, and I think it will be a cool avenue of life for me, helping others.
Interestingly enough, roleplay. This has been a new thing for me this year, and it was something that I joined Water with early this year, close to April or March.
What do you mean roleplay? What's that?
So roleplay in kind of like the same sense of almost like Dungeons and Dragon, except there's not you don't have the tabletops. The dice is not always included, and it's a lot more socializing. Since it's almost like Dungeons and Dragon, but in many ways it's not. I think one of the biggest things is kind of the sheer number of characters there are, because you're not playing with 4 players now. You're dealing with a whole community, and it's a whole community of names to remember, personalities, interests, among other things.
Most recently, I've been upgrading my computer, and I've also been upgrading the AV setup for like my old consoles. So I've just been getting cables and equipment for that to get the highest possible output I can from them, without spending too much money on just a cable, ideally, but you know, it's all kind of like that. So, I mean, short answer is just I'm still checking out all kinds of games.
So I am curious though. Who barked?
This has been a long process. Do you have a current obsession?
You know, because it's relevant, I guess, insurance stuff. Like car insurance specifically. Just because, you know, I had to deal with the aftermath of a certain auto accident.
No way.
So having to deal with all of that stuff.
Music creation in a style that would be reminiscent of video games.
She is
Maybe
composing
modern video
music.
games.
I am currently obsessed with the game series Stalker. I've been enjoying them quite a bit. I enjoy the lore and all the. What, Missy? Will you back off? I enjoy all the anomalies and all the mutants and stuff. It is good. It is fun. Oh, she's obsessed with
Cheese. Like any specific cheeses?
Extra sharp cheddars and various cheese.
Dancing is probably still. Oh, dancing and weightlifting. I've been really this year getting into weights more so than ever. Like, as I found out, apparently most people don't start with 50-pound dumbbells. Oops.
最初は無理しなくていいですよ。慣れてきたら強度を上げていきましょう。こ
れはきつね。すごくいいわ。すごいですね。何かスポーツやってたんですか？あ、深く追求しちゃいけないやつだこれ。
I just figured that's what everybody started with, and I was like, yeah, I can get that.
Helldiven, okay.
Damn. Way to go. Capitalism.
Is work an obsession?
Clubbing, you know.
I've gotten into clubbing again. That's how I started out, and now I'm returning to that.
I think personally, you know, Water, you can probably relate to this. Life is like an anime, right?
No one watches anime.
I'm getting called out. Maybe? I did not study for this.
Damn it, bro.
What you put in your classes?
Okay, if life was an anime, what is the current arc for you in your life?
Yeah, this is an interesting question. I like how it's phrased. I feel like other arcs were better. It's like I meant like a season where the season is not rated as high as the other shows, but it's at the high point of it's getting to the high point of that season, you know?
Gotcha. So it's not a filler arc.
I wouldn't go that far. I don't think it would be filler, because I am involving myself in a lot of things, which is making me really busy. So I don't think I can say it's filler. That's all content.
So last year was training arc. I won't get into specifics, but this year for me has been about healing. I've been doing a lot of volunteer work, helping others and focusing on others develop more. So this year was slow arc-wise. I asked for strength, so I've been given challenges. I've been asked for courage, so I've been faced with my fears.
There's been a lot of growing this year, especially as an individual and or person. There's been a lot of character development. You know, that's real funny. That's character development. Doesn't really seem like it.
Financial stability, but like it's more just like the term itself, being financially stable, and I am right now financially stable. I'm getting like, yeah, I splurge here and there, right, and stuff like that. But like I have basically managed my money to a point where like I can pay things off, where I'm not at the point of like being stressed or like wondering like, oh, am I gonna survive for like the next month? Like I'm good.
Slice of life kind of season, going with the flow, broadening my horizons, talking with new people. I don't know what arc that'd be considered though. I'm in a cave now because of them. I'll train an arc.
Emotional training arc. Interesting. Usually it's emotional or training, but you have both.
Like last year, I was just focused on dancing. The previous year, I was just focused more on learning sign language. This year, I'm trying to get more into just socialize in general. My corner, as I usually do, but this year, I've been just trying to get into more communities. Like this one, VRC Dance, trying to reconnect with the older ones.
I would say more like a slice of life arc, you know? Enjoying every day as it comes. No crazy thing happening. enjoying life. Competitive ERP. You got that
Yeah, me
scoreboard
and
now.
him, we're competing. We go to those, one of those giant. Definitely a growth period, I guess. It's weird. Every year, these past few years, I've been telling myself at the end of the year, it's like, holy shit, so much stuff has happened. It's like so much has changed. There's no way that this year more stuff can change than the last. It just wouldn't make any sense. But sure enough, year after year, it's like more stuff keeps changing, and the changes just keep getting bigger and bigger, and they just keep happening. It's just been another one of those years.
Last year was 2023. That was when I graduated college. So this year has been the first year I've just been out of education doing, well, just life really, with work and trying to balance work with a good sleep schedule. And that doesn't... and socializing with everyone in VR. Apart from the major changes, it's a lot of just kind of figuring things out in the new flow that you're in.
Glow, what the f is this question?
2024 for me was definitely like a calm before the storm. I basically worked most of the year for a project, and when it finally came out, it just sort of like calmed down. And so now I'm sort of recuperating for next year.
This was such a hard question to explain to people, you know that?
Straight filler, I don't know. Probably not straight filler.
Damn.
I'd say, there was some ups and downs, and so it's like that, depression arc where like you have like that build up that whole last season, and then all of a sudden things get really real really fast for like a lot of different things, and you're like, can the main guy get a break? And you're like, kill the horse.
So those titles that are like absurdly long and kind of just ramble, then be one of those.
One I don't want to repeat. Had its moments.
The climax of the entire thing, where things are like ramping up in intensity, and then we're gonna see where it goes from there. I guess maybe the pain arc from like Naruto, where it's like everyone's like, preparing for the big final fight kind of thing and whatnot. And it's all like tense and spooky and scary. A year of delays.
Delays and disappointments.
The first half of the year felt like Azumanga for me. And then the second half of the year, starting in around September, felt like I was in the middle of, I've never actually watched this anime, but I've seen clips of it. High School of the Dead, the zombie one. Yeah, it kind of felt like that. Yeah, that's a pretty good apt. That's pretty apt.
Maybe in some regards, this is kind of playing out more like a frickin' Christmas movie than it is an anime. You've got like this arc of like, oh hey, these are the things that I seem to want over the course of that time, figuring out it's not actually about what I want so much as more what I need. And what I need versus what I want do not align. And perhaps it is an ongoing discovery, or an ongoing journey of discovery rather, to figure out what it is I really need, what it is that's truly gonna complete me, not what I think is going to. And I'm still on that journey. I don't know what act I'm in. I hope I'm past the first act. I don't think the third act has begun yet, though. Wait, no, that means that I'm not at the point of peak darkness. Damn, I hope I'm in the third act.
Can you recommend me something that you watched or read in 2024? It's always this group that has trouble doing the questions.
I would actually recommend, potentially for you, I posted in my Discord channel a little while ago, but it's a game called Until Then. It's super sad, but it's a really nice story, I think, and I like the way it portrays the characters and everything like that, so...
Okay, there's one show I've been watching, MF Ghost. It's like the spiritual successor to Initial D.
Movie recommendation, I would choose, Scott Pilgrim, Wicked, Shaven Short. But not the movie. I'd recommend you go watch Broadway. It's pretty damn good. Also, Phantom of the Opera.
If you guys want to watch something that's like kind of corny, but also like has a good story to it, LGBT, romance, action, cartoon, that kind of stuff, right? Go check out The Dragon Prince. That's a show on, I believe, on Netflix. I believe, yeah.
I've been watching The Silo. That's been a pretty good show. I think the second season just started coming out. Kind of post-apocalyptic. Everyone lives in this massive silo, and they kind of there is like an inherent class system based off of where you live in the silo. The outside world is kind of destroyed and toxic to go out to, but there's a mystery that comes with that. People are allowed to go outside the silo, but it's kind of a banishment, I guess. Demon Slayer's been really good too. They're very consistently good.
Who's your favorite character?
There was a wrong answer to this.
Science fiction, I get read all the Metro series. Don't know if you know Metro 2000,
I do.
2033, 2034. I've read all the, I mean, not all the books because you have all the extended lore edition from all the countries. I have 60 of those also. And I guess series-wise, I would recommend Westworld. I guess all the seasons. Some are less, so some are inferior to the others. I guess, but the overall package is pretty good. Like the thematic about AI.
Shiki. I don't watch anything unless it's with y'all.
It doesn't have
so
to be anime.
I can only recommend stuff you know.
I do watch a lot of like traveling stuff and people hunting in the wild for food and cooking. It's like sustainable type of video. It's kind of fun, you know.
誉れ、紫外線を浴びすぎるのは良くない。浴びすぎると免疫機能の低下を引き起こすことになる。そこでだ。さっき取ったイカの炭をこうやって皮膚に塗る。イカ炭には市販の日焼け止めくらいの効果があるんだ。
We got Frieren, we got Dandadan, and we got Jujutsu Kaisen. All these three things are things I watched this year. I also watched Dr. Stone this year. I also tried to catch up with One Piece, but bless me, I ended up too busy to do it. So I got through Dressrosa, and I was like, okay, I'm on track to go to Wani, and then it never happened. I was going to go to Samurai Land.
I highly recommend the Book of Romans. I've been actually like trying to read my Bible a lot more, and so right now I'm in Joshua. That's Old Testament, but you know, if you want to read something, if you want to get started in the Bible, some people are like, oh, read Matthew, New Testament, and like, you know, just go from there. Nah, read Romans.
よくわからないけれど、異世界に転生していたようです。The English version of that is like, this is screwed up, but I was reincarnated as a girl in another world. Oh man, I'm forgetting like the beginning premise. I'm pretty sure it's that usual, okay, this guy didn't die, but it's the usual premise of like, this guy has like this kind of dull life. He wants something interesting. He wants something new. There is surprisingly like a lot of cooking in that anime. And yeah, it's just, this guy is just making like all these different recipes from like monster meats and whatnot, collecting spices and things like that. And it'll make your clothes blow off like Food Wars.
The way of the house husband, where like this ex-Yakuza boss goes and becomes a house husband for his beloved wife. Shangri-La Frontier, whatever that show's called, the guy with the Dark Souls build, he goes with the funny bird head. It may have been this year actually, yeah, when I finished watching The Disastrous Life of Psyche K.
Bro, that anime is so underrated. Alright, so for the anime fans, go watch The Fable. If you like sort of like the funny Yakuza thing, these like super badass guys, then it's funny. Note, it's definitely more on the mature side. It is about a hitman trying to blend in as like a normal person. But again, it's funny, but it's still on the mature side.
Season 1 and 2 of Invincible. And the reason I'm bringing that up is because Season 3 is coming out very soon. So if you haven't watched Invincible, go watch Invincible. You too.
Yeah, that's
Cameron.
pretty good. Yeah, that's a pretty good one.
Invincible's pretty good.
We were also watching The Boys, which kind of
Yeah, The
has a
Boys
little bit of
was also another one.
a similar vibe in a way, though they're not for the faint of stomach.
Especially The Boys. The Boys are pretty gruesome.
Yeah, I was gonna say that too. Especially that there's some.
I'm done apologizing. I am done being persecuted for my strength. You people should be thanking Christ that I am who and what I am because you need me. You need me to save you.
But yeah, and that was the other thing I was thinking. We finished Disenchant. Disenchantment was pretty good. Show on Netflix by Matt Groening, creator of Simpsons and Futurama.
So something I always tend to recommend to people, because I actually got the whole volume for the series this year, Vinland Saga. Very much recommend reading it. It is probably my second favorite manga of all time. It is amazing. I especially love the second arc. Most people do not like it. I think it's one of my favorite arcs of manga ever. The farm arc. I've been reading Kaiju number 8. It's really good. It's a quick read too. It's a very fast read.
Do you have a game of the year?
Honestly, was Baldur's Gate technically, didn't it win the Game of the Year last year?
That was last year.
I think I'd still say Baldur's Gate 3. It's very
damn it.
enjoyable. I got super hyped when I heard that there was the DLC, or not DLC, the new stuff coming out. I'm loving the fact that we're actually making progress and I'm actually seeing like the ends of storylines. I'm not look, that's Mizu you're talking about. Mizu's crazy, not me. Not me. I haven't heard of that one. Yeah, I feel like Space Marine 2 was a good answer.
VR chat.
Let's see. That would be Space Marine 2.
Web fishing. Web fishing was a really fun. Don't laugh at me. Yeah, web fishing. It was a very small kind of social fishing game. It was just like a fishing mini game, but you can do it online multiplayer and play it with people. How do you 100% VR chat?
Oh my god, you actually
What
said VR
achievements
chat.
do I need?
For me, for 2024, Eldiver was my game of the year, because mostly played that and many games of the precedent years as well, but mostly Eldiver for 2024.
I like to say the finals, honestly. The finals is a first-person shooter made by ex-Battlefield and like DICE employees, and it's just had its 1-year anniversary, and I just think it's one of the coolest games to date for multiple reasons. The weekly updates and all the content and how much you can customize your character, that's just like the half of it. The gameplay, the destruction, the last minute wins, it's just like, I don't know why it's such a underground kind of game. It's not like super mainstream, so.
Is this including VR chat?
We play Arma, but that's
Top down? Did you play Core Keeper with us? You
yeah,
did, right?
I was there.
Yeah,
I introduced
yeah.
you to Core Keeper.
Yeah. I was
didn't-
wait.
Yeah, we always just come back to VR chat.
Sword of Convallaria. I found out Convallaria. It's a flower of lily of the lake or something. It's just a specific type of flower. I really liked that game because it was very. I'm always a fan of pixel art and kind of like the things you can get out of it. And I did play a little bit of Fire Emblem, not too much. But this game kind of had a similar gameplay style as Fire Emblem.
Off of that, I played through. I completed Little Gator game. It's a cute little adventure. I mean, it didn't come out this year. I have a feeling it's probably going to be like when I do my personal ranking of games I've cleared at the end of the year. It's going to be like up there. It's pretty much just like Breath of the Wild, but little animal kids.
Oh, okay. So it's like
Just
open
getting
world.
into little adventures. Yeah, it's a little open
Okay.
world.
I hear that a lot.
I really
yeah.
haven't played Endless Monday, Dreams and Deadlines.
That is a good game. That is a good game.
I love that
I can
game.
totally get behind
it's
that.
a visual novel. It's a visual
Mine-
novel about a character named Penny that works at a corporation as a graphics designer, and
She's on a deadline.
some stuff happens, and she has to do it over the weekend.
30XX.
What is that?
30XX is a sequel to 20XX, which is a Mega Man X roguelike inspired game.
It's a good game. It's got great music.
It has really great music, at least I think so, and the gameplay for it is really good. I bought the game when it was in early access. Really, actually, pretty incredible to see how far it came.
Night in the Woods. Oh, still such an amazing game. Such a good story. I played both routes of the game. Magnifique. It's a story-driven game where you play as a character named May, and you're trying to figure out what's going on in the town, but also what's going on with May, and you discover what's going on with the people in the town, and you're catching up with people you used to know, and you're building relationships. It hits home really hard. I recommend reading Journey to the West. It's a pretty good book.
I guess traditional, I would say Space Marines 2. That was really fun. Honestly, Helldivers 2 was pretty good. That's also up there, yeah.
Voices of the Void. It's a game that I'd
What's
watched
that?
someone else play for a number of years beforehand, and I wanted to get around to try it. In fact, I wanted to play it last October. It was going to be my spooky game for that season, because, well, it is kind of spooky game. You're employed by a scientific research company to scan for and send them signals from space. So the actual gameplay loop, the core gameplay loop, really is like it's a survival game. It's got survival elements. You need to eat, you need to sleep. You make money by like doing your job or just selling garbage.
2024 certainly flew fast. What are your thoughts on that?
Like me personally, I'm surprised it's still, it's already December. Don't you guys think it kind of flew by really fast?
I kind of feel like last year might have passed quicker.
Hold on.
A lot of things happened, and I don't remember what happened this year versus last year, so I feel like the years are like blending for some reason. But I do feel like a lot has happened. I just don't know if I can say exactly if it passed quickly. It feels like it passed less quickly than last year to me.
Like, I swear it was just September, and now it's December. What?
I feel entirely different. And I felt like both years have gone by way too quickly. And a lot of the people that I thought I would cherish before they're gone, well, in my opinion, I feel like I didn't truly cherish them before they left. But, you know, that's the beauty of life, not knowing how important something is before it's gone.
You know, I think it might sound old for this, but like, with so much things to do in life, which is either in VR, outside of VR, IRL, right? When you have so many things to do, whether it's fun, work, events, and so on, all these things happen in a moment, happen so fast, and eventually you realize that, like, from like January to now December, and think about it, all those things you've done, it just happens in a flash, and now we're here really quick. Because the thing is, like, your mind is so occupied with doing things that you intend to do, or even like unintended, right? It just happens. 2023, in my opinion, was a little slower for me, but this year has been really fast, to be honest. So
You think that's a good thing?
it really depends. It really depends to the person. To me, I think it's a good thing. It's a good thing, but it's also like a bad thing too, because, you know, there are such times like, man, I wish I can go back in time more slowly rather than just like that, you know, because there are those moments, you know.
Oh yeah, see, that works, Kaz.
One way to do it.
Alright, Hall, I'm gonna do that to you.
Let me.
No, Judge.
No. You won't. Come on. It feels like it went fast, but I feel like that happens every year. Like, you know, looking back at it, it always feels fast.
Mid fast? What is mid fast? So faster than normal, right?
No, it's the
Or
new
do you mean normal?
Kaz is just saying that the year was mid.
Went way faster for me as well. Was much more active in general. That maybe that's that being active in general, being just doing more stuff, makes them go faster. Don't know if that works for that's the same for everyone. But yeah, definitely a fast year for me.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
In 2023, I was just focused more on work, less gaming, and just more practicing in general. So I was just focused on my things.
Why do you look like a body pillow? Bro. Yeah, for sure. You got a new job, working, crazy, learning, living by yourself, all that jazz, you know? Just like a blink of an eye and the several hurricane hitting my way. Thankfully, we never got hit.
It feels like the year went by so fast, but at the same time, not really. Just because so many things have happened. You know, me moving in with like Fatal and Kitty and everything, and everything that's happened since then, or even just everything that's happened before. Like so much has happened this year. It feels like at some points, like almost like it stretches. But once it reaches the end of the year, it's like it snaps back, and it's like, what the fuck? Where'd all the time go?
Sounds like the worst of both worlds.
Yeah, right?
Just realized I'm so far away from my microphone right now. Probably sounds super whack.
I can hear you.
I feel like 2024, just because I was doing so much firefighter stuff, it kind of did zoom by a little bit faster. I think I would probably need like a refresher course on like 2023 as well, because both of those kind of just went by. So I think 2024 did go by pretty fast, not just for, you know, VR or like everyone that, you know, goes to the world hopping events and all that stuff, but for me, IRL, it was just a lot to deal with.
You not scared of fire?
Nah, I run in that boy.
This year has just always been like, every month, like the common trope has just been, oh shit, another month has passed. We are this close to the end of 2024. And I think like the biggest like hit was just kind of when October was around the corner. It's like, oh, there's like 2 months left. In all honesty, I think it's kind of just because like we've been getting busier with our lives. It definitely feels like being excited for the next big event. Our daily schedules is also filled, so there's always something to do. You get the both of it. It feels like there's not that much, but there's actually a lot.
I have no idea what to expect. I really only have a couple plans for next year, because there are the times when I was off traveling. I feel like I wish I could have spent more time doing that.
Ambivalent. It both felt like it went fast and did not go fast. I can't really say one or the other because it kind of felt like both. For me, anyways.
It felt fairly fast for me. It feels like it's only been like maybe like 7 months. not a full 12.
That's fair too.
Yeah, I can see that.
The first part of 2023 went by like a blink. Like it was a blur. September, it started slowing down a little bit. October felt like a while. November and December, though, have been so fast. I feel like I'm still at the beginning of November. So, all but about maybe 2 or 3 months have gone by extremely fast. 24 has been really, really fast to really slow and then really fast again.
Do you think it's mainly because of like the seasons with your job?
That's a big part of it. Just the different kids I get in my classroom and the different personalities and all that kind of stuff play a big role. And just how everything forms out. But another one is just mood, like how you are like emotionally and mentally and things like that. Like the beginning of the year, I felt like I was at a really good mental spot, and then for a short period I got really depressed for like 2 months, and then I've kind of gotten out of that depression funk.
I see.
Sad.
Do the ting.
No, I would argue this has been quite a fast year on the overall. It didn't feel like it was going that fast at the time, in some areas. Overall, yeah, it's been a quick one. So time, obviously, real time always passes uniformly. But your experience of that time can vary. I mean, I'm being a little bit analytical in this answer, I know, just based on personal experience. 2021 was a year that I can recollect being a year that felt like it went on forever. And I think it's honestly just because it was new experience after new experience after new experience. It's like the mind slows time down when this happens. because I think maybe it's just trying to take it in. Maybe it's just trying to process what the fuck just even happened. Like, we've done VCATs before, we've done Martialthon before, we've danced together, we've watched movies together. The totality, there was a ton of stuff that happened, but like very little of it was like new, which is not a bad thing. I'm not knocking it. Now, I'm going to guess that this is not true for everyone. But I think that's fine. I think this year may have been, at least in terms of occurrences, a little bit more routine, despite some of the crazy shit that happened.
Wait a second. Have you guys seen Nugan?
Betty's in his room. Come on, Ollie, let's go get him. Here, drink this.
Introducing Poggers, a hydration drink mix.
Are you punching me?
Here, drink
This sure would have helped Nugan.
Great job. Yeah!
Use code GLUE for 10% off your order.
Thanks, Clear. That was great.
No problem.
Do you have a favorite moment? Or vent?
This right here, doing the interview with Spill the Tea. I'm just kidding.
There's no need to be sad.
Bitch.
I got to cross off going to a Christmas market off my list. That was on my bucket list. Actually, honestly, it was it was on my bucket list, I think, partially because of this world. Because I saw this, I'm like, this is so cool. I'd love to do this IRL.
Honestly, for me, it was watching Sleep Token live. That whole event was emotional for me. In the evening, having the special omakase meal was crazy. The food was on another level.
What is Sleep Token? Oh.
Oh, it's a home. Oh, okay.
When we were scrolling through a bit of games, it was Raj and Remy and I. We had finished our satisfactory run, and we were looking for a game to play because we played like Human Fall Flat and whatnot, and just gaming buddies. We had come across and wanted to try Lethal Company. I believe it was a recommendation from either Remy or Rajan. It's one of the others that recommended it. And I am quite angry at that session only because the recording that I did afterwards in OBS corrupted. A fun run-through where we were discovering the game for the first time, running into monsters, understanding a little bit about how things work. It was a phenomenal time, and you just had to be there to experience that joy.
Well, I will say my favorite event was definitely the birthday surprise for me, for sure. That is number one for me, because, you know.
Yo, did someone say house?
So, like, what, it was on February 27th, and I turned 27 on that day. It happened to me. That's like a special moment type of thing, because I will no longer go back to that number ever again.
I feel like I could say this every year, but Halloween, I think, was really memorable. It was more personal. It was actually a world that the community built. I say community version. But it felt very personal to the group. It was something that was ours, and it was an event that we host, and it was just something really nice to have.
Halloween,
I'll say Halloween.
okay. Yeah, Halloween might be one of like the best
It's also one of the
holidays,
big
you know?
things. We did have the IRL meetup as well. The IRL stuff is always fun, and yeah, you're about to say like stuff out of VR.
Yeah, we've done a
We
lot
gotta
more
mix it
out of
up.
VR stuff.
Celebrate my birthday in VR chat. I just went with a few of the friends of previous friend group and just spent 7 or 8 hours just jumping from game one to game one.
Well, you know, we met in IRL. That's huge. Also, we have, again, offline club. Shout out.
When I finally started making the trip up to when I moved up here, it's like this weird feeling of like almost like you're floating above everything, and it feels like things aren't real because it just doesn't make any sense. VR wise, probably our times exploring the spooky map, so that was pretty fun.
Was it this year? Yeah. So there was a lot of cool battles. So like this is kind of like a biggish year for Unit Crew, I think. I don't really go by life like, oh, this was like the most best thing. I like every day is a blessing in and of itself. So you can look at it like, oh, I'm just gonna I'm chasing all these moments, or I have this fear of missing out, so I have to do everything. That's not really my thing. That's not really my style. And so each moment I see and each moment I get with people that, you know, I enjoy or care about, or lessons learned, either retrospectively, they all add up to something that really makes life just like objectively valuable. You know what I'm saying? There is a couple events like me and Levy's 2v2 at the Vigilantes. That was like, I can't find the footage when I'm pissed, but it was so freaking awesome. We had like so many concepts and like synchronized dance moves that we did together. That was just super sick. Unit Crews 3v3 recently. That was awesome too. And then I think upcoming soon there's the Vigilantes, I think like the big hitters event at the 19th or something. And so that's going to be kind of cool too. So I wouldn't say I have like a most favorite time, but I think you could say any time spent with Unit Crew during this year was really a blessing.
Ah, there's the question I was looking for. Yes, it was Otakon 2024. I think that was my highlight of the year. Yeah, just exploring an anime convention with everyone.
I mean, obvious answer is going to Japan. I did that trip, it was April. Actually went to a different, continent. Even if it's like an island part of the continent,
Maybe it wasn't the 4th of July. Maybe it was like a few days before that. We drove to North Dakota, I think, and we bought some fireworks. And I might be well, I don't think it's a crime to bring them back as long as we didn't use them, which we totally didn't do.
You are under arrest.
Since when am I the Mao? Huh? I'm not a the. Summer VCAT was fun too.
VCAT was pretty fun. Summer VCAT and this VCAT has been enjoyable. Just kind of hanging out with everyone, doing all the VCAT stuff. That's a good, easy answer. Yeah.
So I set a personal record for myself this year with my squats, for example. Currently, I'm at 116,000 squats for the year. But my goal was to try to do as many as I could, as quick as I could during one of our max out days. And I did 3,000 in 2.5 hours. So that was a pretty good goal. And 850 of those were with weights and just hanging out with my friends, going through VCAT, exploring even that freaking spooky world that scared the hell out of me, that I felt like I was gonna have like a heart attack, and really helped get my mind off of some things.
You son of a...
Yeah, the flamingo. Oh yeah, the flamingo was so good with Maxis. You were literally freaking part of the scene.
Yeah, I can understand why this is a tricky one. And some of them are just kind of unexpected. Sanrio Fest was actually one of the things that I enjoyed the most this year. And I wasn't expecting it. I don't like Hello Kitty. I got like no emotional investment in anything Sanrio does. But I really liked the event. Maybe that's just it. I like new things to come along and slightly confuse me. I think that's like the purest sense of discovery, and that's what I really love about this. And I think for me, maybe that's what Sanrio V-Fest was. So this completely unknown thing that sort of came out of nowhere, and I'm fascinated by it. Like, I needed to find out more. It's that I think keeps me coming back.
Okay, yeah, I've been meaning to ask this ever since you hired me. I mean, why? Why are you doing this?
Because, like, honestly, I enjoy them. And if it's something I enjoy, I feel like others might enjoy it too. Like, it's just interesting, you know? Yeah, just learning about things and people. You know, it's just entertaining. I like it. I like to watch stuff like this. I see you make videos sometimes, right? You edit for people.
No.
what's sort of like the goal there? Are you doing this for fun?
The goal.
Yeah, or is this
Yeah.
just something you intend to, like I want this to be a side hustle or a side project?
So I'm not really looking for it to become a side hustle because I hate the idea and methodology of having something you do for fun become something that you do for money and then now it's a job. I've done that before with music. I loved music. I loved playing. I loved everything about it. Now that I have it as a job, I'm just sort of burnt out on it. I don't want to play music anymore as much as I used to. I don't want to go out and do another tour. I'm tired of tours. I'm tired of touring. I want to go and travel for fun.
I mean, you know more, but are people in the high end of the dance scene, do they come from similar backgrounds? Like, do they come from dance, or are they like us, who are just like, we were interested in dance for VR, and then sort of that became more passion, and then...
So for that one, I want to say it's a mixed bag. There's actually very few of us from what I met in the dance community that came from Pai Pai, then started where basically what I'm doing and Ninja doing, like street dance and everything. But for Ninja and I, we had already started like doing like sort of like we had already started dancing before VR has existed anyway. So not a lot of people that like came from our similar situation, right? And I think it's more like people just came in to get on VR chat. They probably hang out with some people. Then eventually they saw people dancing. Then like in public lobbies. Then they got interested and got hooked to it, and they went from there. Like, oh, I like that guy's dancing. I want to do it too.
I don't want to give like, back when I was born, I was breakdancing out the womb. Nah, there's like, ever since I was, ever since like I was like little, my dad always played music around the house. That was just kind of one of like the things that he was. He was like a very chill guy. He is still a very chill guy, and so he has like like 2000s music. He's born in 1969, so he grew up during the 90s hip hop era. He grew up during the 80s and like the music electrical boom, and it's just like there was always music playing around. And so Michael Jackson, they were like some of the songs that would pop up on the playlist, and every time he says like every time they came up I was jamming or I was grooving to something like with Michael Jackson. And there's one video I have that was really young of me that was dancing to one of Dancing Machine. That's one of his songs. Is like, he's a dancing dancing machine. And I was like, I learned to moonwalk, and so I would like groove, and then I was like, oh, I want to learn how to moonwalk, and so I had a kind of scuffed moonwalk that I did. And so that was like when I like kind of like, oh man, I like dancing, or like he likes dancing, but I didn't really like showing people because I just didn't think it wasn't like, oh, I'm gonna show you what I got. Like growing up like that wasn't really what I had in mind. To like answer the question of like kind of where dance started, I'd say, sure, I liked dancing when I was like a kid and it was kind of fun or whatever, And so later on, maybe around 2019, that's when I said, you know what, I think I might get serious with my dance. I might actually start seeing the culture and all the different types of dance, because everyone can like groove at their best friend's wedding, but you're not going to like, there's so much more to it, you know what I'm saying? So it's a really cool way of expression.
Do you remember how like you sort of like were introduced to this group?
I do remember. The long story, I first started seeing members of that group when I was doing the classes with Fatal. Was seeing Rojin, Nugan, I think Oli a bit around as well. Then I was also seeing you guys at the VR dancing events. And I started, I think, seeing your videos on YouTube as well with members of the community. And I think that was on another server, I think the Offbeat Studio server, that the VRC Dance Discord was listed.
In my notes, this is just written down as the custom question we found. You do a lot of editing. You post stuff on the internet. What's your plan here? You trying to make a brand? You trying to make some money? What you doing? You just here for fun?
So, our girlfriend wants me, always talk to me about this thing, and I've been like thinking about making money. However, from my point of view, if I start hustling and trying to make money off of it, it no longer becomes fun. And I'm a big entertainment guy. I love sharing what I love to do, not love making money from what I love to do. That's just my personal idea. If I make money, sure, whatever. But main thing, and I always follow it, is sharing VR to the world. I like to see more people join. It's an important part. Maybe in the future we'll get it's gonna be like watching a movie in the movie theater for maybe generation down the line,
Teacup. Why?
Well, you see, it all started at the
No. You're probably the most open to philosophical talk. Do you know why people don't seem to talk about it more? Is it too much of an abstract for the general pop to really unpack?
It's not something I've considered much before. I don't think it's so much to do with the individual person so much as it is to do with how it's viewed on a societal level. I think in particular circles, philosophy and related subjects may be viewed in a higher light as something that's worth pursuing. But I think as a whole, it's not really something you're ever taught. It's not really something that people are encouraged to look into or given the tools to look into or how to think about it or what other people have thought about it. Other than some classes that most people don't give a shit about. So I think it's mostly viewed as an afterthought. It's something like, those people, those weird people that question everything about the universe. Because that's a lot of what, Western philosophy is. Quantify everything. For most people, it's just kind of like, I need to work. I need to do things that actually matter, I don't have time to consider what the truth of reality is or who I am or what it means to be human. I just want to live. I want to make relationships, have friends, not feel depressed constantly.
I'll say from my perspective, I took philosophy as an elective as a senior, and my class was essentially like a breakfast club of sorts, all different types of people who would normally never talk to each other. And now we're up there debating each other about, what is justice, what is good versus evil, stuff like that. Honestly, I think it should be, something more accessible to people. Because it definitely changed our perspectives. Especially that,
That's really
variety
cool.
of people. It's not all just, gamers or, it was jocks, people in relationships, sus people, and different grade levels, too.
It's like no matter what, you're gonna have different perspectives. From
Yeah,
a bunch of
so,
different
I mean,
walks
I
of
think that's
life and
important.
Different paths.
I don't know if I'm qualified. I feel like you've evolved a lot, and you're sort of diving into other things that aren't necessarily sus related. How do you feel about your evolution in terms of maturing, or is that sus part always part of you?
Maturing. No, I got the dog in me, and by dog I mean I got the sus. Yeah, I mean I could post some pictures in Discord right now, cause I got a fresh batch of new stuff.
We'll talk later.
I mean, okay, horny is fun and all, but it's not something you could do every waking hour of your life, Other hobbies are important. But you can't forget where you came from.
You always a fan of mechs, robots?
It kind of just happened. I mean, you look at the history of things I was looking at as a kid. It was so I mean, you have the interesting droid designs in Star Wars for one thing, because I mean, you've got them between here's this cylindrical little guy. You've got the Golden Men. I mean, that's a big range in itself. And then, of course, I was around for the prequels, so they had even more robots there because they had the whole robot army thing going on. And then also in games that involved a lot of mecha going on. So, MechWarrior 2 is essentially one of like my defining childhood games. It was just like, oh, you get to pile this big thing and blow things up, and the graphics are like advanced for their time. Like you look at them now, it's super retro. Like you got flat shaded, low res textures. I think it still looks cool.
So Mal, based on what I know of you, you play a lot of like the pixel type games. Maybe a little bit maybe some old
We'll go
school.
with that.
So how are we feeling?
I do play a lot of. You say they're vintage games now, right?
See, that's the thing. How are we feeling with today's indie games compared to the games that you're used to? Are you hopeful?
Pretty good.
Oh, so you're positive about it.
They're not. I mean, I'm not like purist and would say like, well, these games aren't adhering to the restrictions that the old games. It's like, well, no, they don't. But and while I'm aware of when games are going outside of those types of boundaries, I don't think they should be held off by that. I think it's good that they capture some of the aesthetics, but have modern features in games. There was a day and age when the only way to complete a game was to play it from start to finish. You didn't have any saving, you didn't have any passwords, and sometimes you had to replay a section of the game that was just kind of stupid because it was poorly made. Some games don't age all that well. I probably would be pretty different, from a lot of people's opinion by saying I think the original Legend of Zelda is actually a really badly made game. Like, genuinely is a very badly made game. And the reason why I say this is because the game listen, if you haven't gone back and played that game any times recently,
gee, it sure is boring around here.
Then that becomes obvious because the game requires a lot of grinding for rupees needlessly. And that just kind of detracts a lot from it. I like Zelda 2 more. I've always liked Zelda 2 more. And a lot of people would say, well, that game's really hard. And it's like, well, get good.
You've got to be kidding.
Another thing about modern games that I really like, though, is that not just that they add nice little features for saving and stuff like that, but soundtracks. As much as I love the original chiptune soundtracks in older games, I think it's really cool to have a similar vintage aesthetic paired with instrumentations and stuff for music that's a little bit more modernized.
Oh boy, I'm so hungry I could eat an...
Now, Anya, I do see you post some like work in progress stuff in the Discord, like the art. Is that like a side hustle, like an actual hobby? Are you trying to like do games with art or something? Like what's the story there? It's very impressive for practice. Well, like I said, I mean, it looks really impressive from what I've seen. I don't have a question for you. Moving on.
Oh.
I feel like you are the one who really, introduced me into the idea of D&D stuff. And now we're gonna be starting a campaign with water. So,
yeah.
What is your background with, D&D? How did you get into it?
My background with D&D? Oh boy.
Nerds.
So the first
I have no place to judge. I play Magic the Gathering and I introduced Reb to that.
Yeah, wait a minute. You're the nerd.
Nerd!
Imagination, that's what she played.
Nerd.
Back in college in I think it was 2014. So I guess 10 years now. Holy moly. The first time I played D&D, one of my friends talked me into joining another friend's D&D session that they were going to be putting together. It was going to be Kingdom Hearts themed. I didn't really get a whole lot done in that campaign. The DM decided to take it upon themselves to not say no to people. So by the time we actually got to game day, there was 24 people sitting in the room waiting to have their character introduced to the entire to the entire group. I did my character. It was 10-minute introduction scenario, and then the person after me took I can't do a 2, but imagine my fingers are a 2 right now. 2 hours! It took 2 hours for them to get through their introduction. So, like, me and my friend, we dipped in 30 minutes, and then I was like, I don't know if D&D's for me. Our other friend, he introduced us to another game called Shadowrun. Like a cyberpunk D&D kind of thing, and I fell in love with the D&D since then.
So, Comic, this question's for you. Do you actually like horror? Why are you scaring people? I should say, like, where did that come from? Were you just passionate about scary things and you're just like, I'm just gonna scare people? Like, where does this come from? Yeah, he was definitely big when VR Champ kinda got popular, so I could see that.
I just saw Lollathon last weekend. He's a pretty cool dude. Though he scares the fuck out of me. Fuck you, Lollathon, always spooking me.
How'd you get into fitness? Why are you so strong? Why are you like, you're in the top tier, okay? For fitness. Like, why?
Okay, I'll go into it. So the squatting and things like that started about 14 years ago. One day I just kind of woke up and was like, I want to try and do as many squats as I can. And I did 300 and I was like, oh, I felt pretty good. Over the course of that time, I realized around 330 is about the threshold you should probably do a day. You shouldn't do too many more than that, just due to exertion on your legs. For a while, I was doing 600 every day. It just became tedious. As far as other kinds of exercise, it was kind of a mix of two things. It was a good way to deal with depression without just eating my heart out, which I have done plenty, but a lot of it had to deal with A, boredom, B, depression, and C, it's a good way to just get your mind off of everything and kind of just focus on that objective.
What is your inspiration behind your art? How'd you get so good at it?
I mean, I don't know how much of it is as an element of just I have too much free time and don't know what to do with myself. But I mean, there's lots of things that I could do in those circumstances. Like, why did I pick creating art over, I don't know, I could have gotten into making plushies or just any other kind of handicraft. I mean, I was always kind of into drawing. Kind of. There's just something about the act of bringing something to life which I imagined, which just I find intoxicating. That's why my primary love, even to this day, is making a character from nothing. Just I imagine this character and I build it and I model it, and then this character is now alive and moving.
Looking at the notes here. You said, your goal was to make more videos. Did you succeed?
I definitely made a lot more videos, I'd say. So yeah, I did meet my goal.
What's your goal for 2025?
2025. I would say it's learn to say yes, because I've definitely said no to a lot of things, and I'm slowly learning to say yes to things I normally lean to no. Just part of changing. So yeah, I'd say learn to say yes more so to things I'm comfortable with going on and doing. So yeah, learn to say yes. Water. You said you wanted to work on new videos and to pursue your creative works. Ollie, I asked you and you said, there's smug-like. You completed 17 goals. I don't know what to do with that info, but
I feel like we're being assessed.
Correct.
Now that it's the end of 2024, how do you guys feel in terms of your personal goals you set for this year?
But that's a good, I mean, those things that you did, I feel like became goals for you. You just didn't set them at the end of 2024, right? Or at the end of 2023. I don't know, that intro to dance thing I feel like maybe would have been a yes last year.
You didn't answer the question.
I guess I'll say that I am happy with the fact that I've kind of forced myself a little bit to do more videos in general, whether that be a little bit more of the gameplay stuff or the recent Yandere video, the Kill Bill one. And I'm actually very happy with the way that one turned out. I don't know if I could say that my goal was hit though, because I think back last year I had goals to do a lot more than that. So I guess long story short, lots of projects that I have started and I wrote the ideas down for, I completed very, very little. And so I would say ultimately I have failed the goal from last year.
You know, I asked what your goal for 2024 was.
Connections.
And you said,
Yeah.
to be improving your music and to find your stick. And you want to travel more for reasons outside of work. How are you, in terms of progress for your goals?
Or I suppose in the spiel of like improving my music, I've definitely done that because now it's not can you play for every single group that we listen. It's more of we're gonna call you if we really need you, which I love. I love it now. I guess it's around the same sentiment of people like Venmo Sayak. I forget how to say it. Venmo. How Venmo was super into music, but then something came along and ruined that experience for him. So now he's out of it. Nothing at all for music. I definitely don't want to completely get rid of music. I'd love to dial it down from what I've turned it into.
Your goal was to improve your house dancing.
Oh.
Do you think you've met your 2024 goal?
Yes. I want to say master, but I am already I'm very proficient in the house dance foundation already. So basics, variations, groove, to a point where I can basically do it without really thinking. Like, give me house music, and I won't really have to count it. I would say count my head. I was just okay, and I'll just go from there.
So what's your goal for 2025?
Instead of dancing, I'm eliminating that from my goal, because I think that's something I can do on the side. I don't really need to have that because I love dancing already, and I'll keep it that way. That's my passion, right? This one, I want to make sure that I spend time with you guys, and also I want to spend time with the VRC community more. And that also includes me involving to also bring Kitty along with me for these events and do more photography and video filming with you guys. So I'm gonna say you might see me come more often, take photos and record moments that you guys were not expecting to happen.
Last year, Hollow, I asked you what is for 2024, and you told me you wanted to do more things you were interested in. Do stuff that's more like your hobbies. So how's your progress on your 2024 goals so far?
I have gotten to do more projects. I was able to expand out. I did more things I wasn't expecting. I did some short film and stuff, some edits, learning how to do some stuff like that. I'm slowly becoming Glue. And so while those weren't exactly the things I intended to do at the start of the year, those were nice things to work on. And then it's like the game development stuff. I've slowly been looking into that.
What are your goals for 2025? For all of you.
Guys, did you say anything last year for that question? Did you have goals for this year?
She blew up. She exploded.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that part. For me, I kind of want to do more of the same of actually get around to the game stuff. Next project, upgrade the avatar. Yeah, I can progress on that. For me, I think I want to continue working on projects, actually get to the game stuff, because it was kind of sidelined for other projects. Aww. I'm kind of the dark timeline of Sky.
Really?
if I have a goal for 2025, be to get back in shape. Got some leg injuries that I'm working on, so that goes first. Still go back into working out my 2-3 times a week. I've been slacking lately. Still improvement. Yeah. Keep in contact with people. That's something that's natural for me. Try getting more involved into the different communities I'm in. Residents and the others as well.
Can I give you 2 answers and you pick one? Or pick both? Big Titty Golf GF. Number 2. better healthy lifestyle.
What is number 1 baby every day?
The two cancel each other out. Oh my god.
I mean, the main thing would just be to, I don't know. There's always so many things, right? So many things to do. I want to deepen my meditation practice further. Keep delving into that. Get to know everybody in VRC dancing more, and move on with my life. Move on from everything that was chaining me down before. That's kind of fallen apart. Now I get to do things. I get to go places, and continue my life, and get a job again, start working. It'll be an interesting year for sure.
Really kind of get my rookie status as like once I starting from the beginning. Academy and firefighting took a lot out of me, and it still kind of is. And now that Academy is done, I have more time to really do more stuff. And so that means like I can do more training on my time and actually able to like go into the station to get testing done so I can become a rookie faster. Right? And so that's kind of like my goal for 2025, early 2025, Q1, just, get rookie, get all my sign-offs, and then maybe get released later on for EMT. And once I kind of have at least rookie, then I can, dance more. I can actually go back into dance because I haven't really practiced a lot. I haven't been labbing a lot. I haven't been watching videos. I haven't been watching any of like what's been going on. And that's what I used to do with all my friends. Like, they would go in the stream, they like watch some battles, they go over footage, they lab together, and I feel like I'm just like a broken record now. I have all my signature kind of moves that I just default back to, which is kind of like a bad habit thing, but yeah, that's life. Sometimes you have to take a little bit of a sacrifice for things that are important IRL.
Do you remember your goal?
Oh, yeah. I think the main goal that I do remember was improving in dance. That hasn't really been something I've been particularly interested in. I feel like I lost a lot of drive in dance around the time that I moved back home.
So dance isn't a priority now.
It's not my number one priority anymore, no.
Did you make any progress on that goal this year, or no, not really?
Unfortunately, no. I wouldn't say I've I don't want to say I've gone backwards into it. It's just I've gone on a little bit of a hiatus. As I figure things out, maybe in 2025 I'll get back into it. Go on.
What is your goal for 2025?
I do need to improve on my work-life balance, I think. I had a good start of it early 2024, late 2023, where it was kind of like I had a working rhythm. But now, like, the structure, there's a hint of a structure now, but I can see it's like it's taken a pretty like big tax on my body, I would say. It's like for the past few weekends, it's been like, I guess it's just sleep deprivation catching up, because I'm just yeah, I really don't like that feeling of like wasting a day.
Survive. That was my answer last year.
I'm sure it's your answer this year too. Sure you can.
I can't say that this year. No. My goal for next year, or 2025, is try to get more into music and learn more about that. So I've actually been enjoying dipping my toes into that and learning how to compose my own music. And now that I've bought Hatsune frickin' Miku, I want to get Miku singing for me.
I suppose that is part of the plan
year is
for
gonna be
me as
busy
well.
for
Yeah, I mean it's gonna be busy
I guess
for all of us, I guess. In that, yeah,
I think it's good to be
that,
busy.
Since place she'll be
Keeps the
moving
mind
will be in with us.
Last year I asked you, what's your goal, and you said you wanted to travel more.
Well, I certainly traveled further. I mean, so yeah, at the start of the year, I went to MagFest. Went to Japan. That was a huge trip. And then a little bit after that was kind of just a short road trip here and there. And then late September, went over to Alaska. So at this point, I've been to both states that aren't in the main continent. The main area, you know.
So I have lost roughly about 10 pounds of weight this year, like body fat weight. But I've gained around, I think if I do the conversion right, like 15 of muscle, 15 or so, maybe 20 of muscle this year became muscle. So I'm pretty close to the same weight. It's just a lot of it is turned into muscle.
So what are your goals for 2025 now?
2025 is going to be a busy year for me. I have a lot of stuff coming up. I have some surgeries coming up. I have possibly buying a house. I'm really looking into it. Probably just going to stay where I am. Just because of some other stuff I don't feel like getting into happened, which was a part of some of that stuff with the year. And then just keep at it with the weight loss. When I'm feeling down, when I'm feeling blue, pick up a weight or two. Oh, one thing I'm doing for sure, there's actually two things. I've already made this my New Year's resolution. One, when I'm doing squats this year, every day this year, except for Sundays. I'm going to let Sunday be kind of a rest day. For doing this every day this year, I'm going to pick up a weight and do my squats with weights instead of just like 2 days a week. I'm going to do it at least 6, maybe even move up to 7. I'm going to start with a 20 and try to go up higher and higher, and then eventually hopefully get my my barbell and the weights on that and start squatting with that for at least 100 squats with the barbell, and then the rest with like a kettle or dumbbell. And my other resolution is to spend less on booth. I had a bit of a problem this year. I always enjoy reading the lore. It's fun. It's a fun read.
What was your goal for 2024? Because I have the answer right here.
What I said.
All right, well.
I haven't got a clue. I barely remember what I said
You
yesterday.
said for 2024, you wanted to continue to expand your avatar work, as well as work on an avatar world. How was your progress for your goals?
Expanding my avatar work. Well, I entered a couple more jams. I really hoped that I would have completed more characters by the end of this year. I didn't. I did make some more costumes. I would say to the answer of expanding my work, yeah, I think I've been successful in that. I would count the Avatar world as kind of a failure. Kind of. In the sense that originally I wanted it to come out in March. As long as it comes out at all, I would have accomplished my goal from 2023. I didn't say it was going to be this year. Or if I did, I was shitting. Don't believe past
Do you have a goal for 2025? Is it just that?
2025 is business expansion. Things have changed. And actually things have changed rather drastically in the last 3 months. It's that recent. Everybody who's going to be watching this video is going to likely know that I opened a booth store back in 2022. That was me going more public with my work and having a go at just selling it. It was to answer the question of, see, as every artist or craftsman worth their salt is going to go through, eventually they may want to monetize their work, and they're improving upon their skill sets to do so. You know, you're getting better at your skills, you're building your trial, you're figuring out workflows, whatever it might be. Getting better at artwork, studying, learning, all the things that you need to do in order to hone your craft. At some point, you're going to ask the question, when am I going to be ready to start selling? Like, is there just going to be a day where I'm just like, okay, I've studied all the things I need to do. It's time to sell now. It's time to start making money. The answer to that question is you're never going to know when you're ready. In fact, even when you're ready, you're going to be completely convinced that you're not ready. Which means, like, even if you get to this illusory goal of being ready, you still won't feel like you are. How do you handle it? You just start selling. It doesn't really matter what step of the process you are, you just start selling. There's a quote that's often used, the quote being, the customer is always right. That's not what the full phrase is. That's been a phrase that's basically been misused to basically justify abuse to service staff, among other things. That's not what the full phrase is. The full phrase is, the customer is always right in matters of taste. It means that it doesn't matter how good or bad you feel about a product, it's the customer that gets to make that decision. You might genuinely think this thing you made is a piece of shit. I don't know why anyone would want this garbage. You don't get to make that call. They do. They might love that bit of garbage and they want to give you money for it. That's their decision. Or, you know, this thing is your baby. You spent like all this effort into it. You think it's the most immaculate product known to man. You don't get to make that call. They do. They get to decide. Like, not whether your work is good or bad. That's not what the customer decides. The customer is always right about what is worth their money. So, like, in the game of, like, selling things, they get to decide what's worth money, not you.
So, you know, at the end of year, some people, not me. I'm happy.
Oh, bro.
Some people, they, you know, reflect, talk about philosophy and all that stuff, look at the sky, you know, maybe get a little, sad. I have this friend, I don't know if we're related, it's kind of complicated, I have to look at the lore, but, you guys know Mouse Glue, right? The little munchkin person. Okay, so.
Munchkin.
She's a little, she gets a little sad during the holidays. I'm asking people if they have any, you know, any inspiring words, any advice they could give to Mouse Glue, or maybe someone similar in this, kind of rut at this time of year.
All the pressure. The first thing that came to mind, and I feel like the reason that I'm going to say this is because it's somewhat advice for myself as well, is that change doesn't mean that it's the end of everything. Especially going into New Year, I think that a lot of people are worried about leaving the past year behind in favor of something new. And there's a lot of change that goes with that. And some of it can be good and some of it can be bad, but there's sadness in it because you're leaving behind what is old. But I don't really think that's the case. I mean, similar to when we're talking about the goals, some goals extend beyond the year. A year's just an arbitrary number. New Year's is really just kind of an arbitrary date. I think that things that have continued for the past couple months even, or even past couple of weeks, will continue into the new year. And so you shouldn't worry too much about what you've lost, because it's not really lost. It's just, I don't know, progressing, moving on, or maybe flowing forward.
This guy's still.
Should I leave?
I would say the wisdom I learned this year is this. Healing takes time. Surround yourself with people who actively enjoy your company, and you will find happiness will come naturally. It's important to take time for yourself, so don't neglect that. But same as I have said in the past, live with virtue.
I will tell Mouse Glue this. I mean, actually, I'm just gonna show her the video.
Yeah, it's probably easier that way.
You know Mouse Glue.
For Mouse Glue, I know that usually it is about that time for the usual season sadness, but don't worry too much about what has come and what has gone. In the famous words of Dr. Seuss, don't be happy because it's gone, be happy because you were there to experience it. You've made a phenomenal amount of friends along this journey. And don't think for a second that none of them are going to come to your aid and maybe just help you out a little bit. Whether that would be hanging out to distract you from these season blues, or maybe even just sitting down in the world and listening to music. Company is the best method
if you're beat down and everything, you can choose to get back up and continue forward, because every day is going to be different. Look on the bright side, I would say, because, there's always a light at the end of the tunnel. Yeah, it'll take a while. It doesn't matter. It'll take a while to get there for a certain individual, but if you can withstand all these obstacles mentally, physically, even virtually, right? Because now we're in that time and age, right? There's always a way to get there, right? Yes, it's not the shortest path, but it's a longer path, right? But you'll get eventually to point A to point B. And keep in mind, and one day I want to say as well, find a hobby to do, find good friends, do something that will relieve you. Hanging with friends is an example, dancing to express your feeling, take care of your mental health and physical health, and trust me, like, it will make you feel a lot better when you kind of like get that balance of it.
If it's seasonal, it's like time goes on, things will brighten up, both emotionally and temperature-wise. But it gives you time to be close with those that are important.
Unfortunately, I think the therapist is cat glue. What do you think?
Say keep doing what you're doing. I guess that's unique to everyone. Whatever you're doing, keep doing what you're doing. If you're worried about something, that's all right too. People are feeling the time passing, or just thinking about what happened the past year, or just being worried or what's to come. But I guess even if sometimes I might feel that way, it's always good to remember that if you made it this far, you should still be alright. Just keep doing what you're doing.
I'm a simple anime waifu girl, whatever you can call it. Life may be hard, but you gotta adopt the mindset of fuck bitches and get money. Let's get some.
How do you feel about this statement, Ollie?
I don't think I'll show Mouse Glue that.
Oh my God.
So much of what I say would be related to myself, or have a weight of meaning that makes sense to me but wouldn't make sense to somebody else. If I had to choose something, it would be to look at the world around you and actually look at it. Because we go through our daily lives and we reduce everything to the things that has happened to us, or the things that are happening, or the things that have happened. But you don't actually look at those things. When you wake up in the morning, what do? You get up and you brush your teeth and you go to work. But what did you actually do in between those three arbitrary concepts? Your routine. You're not doing anything, you're not experiencing anything. And so the day goes by so fast because there's no experience, nothing's happening. And then you wake up the next day and you're like, what the fuck am I doing? What's going on with my life? Nothing's happening, I'm not doing anything. I don't feel happy. I'm not passionate about anything. Or I don't have any goals, or whatever it may be. Don't have any friends, or people don't care about me. We get into our heads and we don't leave our heads. You get trapped in there and you don't leave, and you keep thinking about things in relation to what has happened to you rather than what's actually happening. Be able to experience the world around you as it actually is rather than how you think it is. Think about all those things that you do in your daily life that you don't pay attention to because they're just routine. And then apply that to everything else. When you talk to people, are you actually listening to them and experiencing what their life is like? Or do you reduce it to, oh, they're just talking about this and then I should respond with this, or do that, or feel this way, in a sense like that.
Hey man, come to me, all ye who are burdened and heavy laden, and I will give you rest. You better be back in that word, bro. You gotta start acting right, man. I'm telling you, you gotta start not just acting right, understanding that how much you're doing is not enough to be worthy of anything, man. This life that you think that you have, you think you're all good and all that stuff. Nah, there's only one person that's good, and that's God. That's Jesus, bro. And so, you gotta stop being wacko. You gotta stop being wacko. Start coming back to people. Start understanding how bad you got it wrong and how much you need a savior.
I mean, those emotions can come from, well, the year is ending, yippee, or Sag. It could also just be, maybe the colder temperatures is also making people a little bit more somber. Life is a bit like a cycle, I would say. As usual, you always have like your ups and your downs, things like that. When you're looking back, there's always great things to look back to. I think that's one of the ways I think is a good way to pick up my mood. You know, if you feel sad right now, it's nice to think about the good times you've had. Also, sometimes if you think about the sad times of the past, it could be funny now. You remember that embarrassing thing you did?
If you've got some kind of creature in your house you can pet, that's also nice to do. At the very least, you can look them up, because I swear I pull up videos of like cats or dogs or whatever just being themselves, and it's just like, man, I just forget about what's keeping me down. I'm just like, I need to remember to pull this sort of thing up more.
She likes cheese, but she's lactose intolerant. I'm not sure. But I can't help her. She's not listening to me, basically.
Goat cheese doesn't have lactose. I mean, that's my advice. Goat cheese. Goat cheese and sheep, because goat and sheep milk, they don't really have lactose, and especially if you age cheeses, sometimes those with lactose intolerance can tolerate very old aged cheeses like Parmesan and Romano, real Parmesan and Reggianos, and moo. Sometimes when people go out of their way to do that too, and you have someone who does that, who tries to spread a little bit of joy, it can be pretty helpful.
You're having a hard time, Mouse Blue, and you're trying to eat that cheese, and the cheese just is not liking you eating the cheese. Well, maybe it's okay. You can put the cheese down. You can come back to it some other time. That cheese will be there at least until it expires, because it's cheese, and if you leave it out for too long, it might get spoiled or But yeah, you can always come back to the cheese at a later time, as long as it's properly stored.
Yeah, so, Mouse Glue, I get it. You know, I feel a little down sometimes. Like, the making of this video was hell to me, you know? That I want to respect people's time and stuff, so... I mean, I keep saying it, but like, you're alive. That's amazing. You know, you're suffering, and you know, it's rough. I get it. You're living. And that is something. Just, you know, don't forget that. Because you are alive. You do matter. Solid advice.
All right, you glue maniacs, look at me in this camera, look at me, you can see me, I know you see me right now, I know you're looking at me. Look me in the eye as I say this. If you're feeling down, if you're feeling blue, if you're feeling out of it, get back on that horse. Pick up some weights, start doing weights, do something you want to do, have fun with your life, don't be a fucking downer all the damn time, get yourself to where you need to be. You are the energy you make yourself. If you're feeling down, do what I do, pick up some weights, do some squats, do some calf raises, I don't give a fuck what you do, but get yourself moving, get yourself grooving, and eat that horse. Alright, goodbye everybody, come on, let's go into the darkness.
Okay, I had one more question.
It's true that the good times can end, but the bad times can end as well. And they did for me. And it ended in a completely unpredictable way. If I had gone back and told myself in a time machine, it's like, oh hey, what's going to happen is you're going to end up impulse buying a virtual reality headset, and then you're going to meet like a horny guy dressed in like black and gold, a dancing rat, a little gremlin in like a red onesie. Like if I had told myself, hey, you're gonna meet these people and it's gonna make you want to live again, I wouldn't have believed it. I know some of you are going to, and some of you think you have the future completely down. This is what my life is going to be. It's never going to get any better. Some of you are profoundly smart. None of you are smart enough to predict the future like this. You're going to have good times and bad times. You're going to feel randomly sad, profoundly sad for no reason. And then, like, some of you know me, like when I say this, it's like I fucking mean it. I mean, like, you are going to experience a darkness deeper than you thought possible. What I would say is, yes, it happens, and yes, sometimes you are just going to have to be sad, and sometimes it's appropriate to just randomly feel sad. Just let it happen. Allow yourself to experience those things. Like, if you can't be with friends today, or because you can't bring yourself to, like, it happens. But what I would caution, don't live in the sadness. That's the alarm that tells me that I can't think of a reason. You hear that? That's the stop being depressed alarm. No. That's why I got that. It's not. I'm not being serious. But yeah, it is a difficult thing because, like, how do you bring people out of sadness? It's like, I ain't got an answer for that, and no one's going to give you an answer. Even if you speak to one of the greatest therapists on the planet, I'm pretty sure that they're not going to be able to just like, oh hey, here's this one trick to stop being a miserable piece of shit, because it just doesn't work like that.
Bye everyone, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe to the video. And make sure you have that notification bell. The statistics show that only 10% of you are subscribed to the channel, so make sure that you're subscribed. It doesn't hurt to do it because it's free. Happy New Year! I guess this is after Christmas probably. Yeah, Happy New Year! Yay!
Spill the tea!
Spill the tea.
Let's never do that again.
What happened to that being the greeting that we do?
Oh, okay. This is Optimistic Nihilist signing out for the new year, 2024. Here we are, 4 years into this virtual journey. I wish every single one of you a wondrous day and or night, and you all will have my best thoughts and wishes except for Rajan, Remy, and Mao. You don't have my best thoughts and wishes with Big it, but not you guys. And I will see you. Whenever it is, I will see you. Be it next year, January, next year, February, or maybe I might not see you at all. Maybe this might be the last time. There's only one way to find out. Stay safe out there. Remember to look both ways. Oh, you want to find out what it is? Here you go.
No, I don't.
I know I was laying on the couch earlier for an interview, but you know. What I want to say is, Happy New Year. I love you guys. And I hope to really hang out with all of you guys much more often. I really do. And I'm going to make sure I make that my goal, okay? And expect me to be filming and taking photos of you guys' shenanigans. So, don't get mad at me if you did something dumb and I caught it. Let's send this place out with a bang. So give me just a minute. And so, see you guys next year. And goodbye.
Wait a minute, this, what?
$2025. Don't fall into the dark void. Trust me, you don't want to.
Was my soul erased for a meme?
Happy New Year. It was a great time spending with everyone. Can't wait to spend some more time with everyone next year. Happy New Christmas, Queen. Woo.
Merry Christmas, Happy New Year to all of you. Have a happy holidays. Or if you have passed already, Happy New Year. You're all fine people. Even if I don't know all of you, even if I have still trouble with keeping up with everyone, I guess. But hopefully things get better in the new year. At this point, just want to get more involved with everyone in this community. Because I feel still like a fresh year alive person. Keep doing what you're doing. You're doing great. Hopefully things get better or stay the way they are in 2024.
Thank you for watching GlueIsRequired's interview with VRC Dance 2025. Have a happy New Year's, and we hope to see you next year again.
Bye. And don't forget that you are an amazing person.
Yes,
No matter
subscribe
who
to
you are.
only.
Yo, Happy New Year, everybody. No. Just give me my money. No. I'd say happy. Yeah, Happy New Year, everybody. 2025 is gonna be awesome for everybody. I hope everyone has a great rest of the year. I hope you have some goals that you have in mind, and always be there for each other, because you never know what's promised for tomorrow. So be there for each other. I know I'm not always around in the server to say happy birthday or join for game nights or all that stuff, and I'm sorry for that. I wish I could be more involved in y'all's lives, because y'all are an amazing family. Honestly, you're like one of the first people in VR that I was really with a friend group with. Optic Nihilist, Nihilism, Blue, Water, Rajan, Fatal, all the peeps. I'm saying Sonic is just like an entourage of people that I feel like I kind of left behind in a sense. So I'm glad to see you when I do, and I'm always hopping on whenever I am on, just to see all right, Cypher's done, let me see how y'all are doing. So have a good rest of the year, y'all. I hope you are staying blessed, and I will definitely be praying for all of y'all. I appreciate you. And scene. No.
Well, thank you for coming to Cafe 2024. I hope you enjoyed your stay. May whether it be short or long. See you next year.
I was gonna do a transition into the black tea, or the coffee, but my desk is here, so I couldn't put the camera down lower.
Should we do another take?
Nah, it's fine.
Go kick ass or something. I don't know. Goodbye, camera.
Goodbye?
Yeah, I'm gonna put this at the end of the video.
No, don't use that.
Happy New Year, goodbye.
Goodbye, camera. Have a good New Year.
Goodbye, camera, and all the people behind that camera that will see us in the future. Because
goodbye, future people.
not
who
the
see
future
us.
right now. The future will be relatively soon. And boy, let me tell you, the future is gonna be goodbye.
Oh, yeah. They're just dead now. they just died.
But you said that was what?
What? What are you talking about?
What the fuckers? Have yourself a happy new year, a really good year, and get the fuck out of here. Oh, hey, what's going on in that next conversation over there? Also, comic, don't forget to do that tang. I will find you. I will find you if you don't do it. Alright, whoa, that conversation's getting crazy over there.
2024 has been a mixed year for a number of us, I'm aware. Some of us had a terrible time this year. Some of us have had either kind of a neutral time or just kind of the good very slightly outweighed the bad, but do not mistake good. The year was okay for, I had a peachy time throughout the whole of 2024. Because vanishingly few of us did, it seems, this time around. It's been a rough one. But for all the bad things that have happened in 2024, there's been plenty of good things that have either happened to us individually or to the group. We're still here, we're still alive. We're going to do our best to keep on being alive. Don't miss the forest for the trees. There are still things to look forward to in the next year for us, for everybody. I hope 2025 does go better. I know the outlook is a little bleak, but what's that one thing that I've been repeating throughout this? You just can't tell what's going to happen in the future. Even when everything looks like it's going to be awful, it doesn't necessarily mean it's going to be. I was dreading doing this interview for various personal reasons, but it went completely fine. In smaller incidents, I can't think of the number of times that I've either gone to the doctor or gone to the dentist absolutely dreading it, and then it turns out like it's not really that big a deal. Yeah, as long as things are the way they are right now, I think there are still going to be some things to look forward to. There are still going to be some surprises, and well, I hope to get to experience some of those surprises with as many of you as I can. 2025 will be a year of all years. That's as best as I can really say. It may not be the best year you'll ever have, but at the very least, it'll be a year. We made it to the end of 2024. We got through that hellhole of 2020. This is general wishes. I was like, for those of you who celebrate and enjoy the Christmas season, I hope you have a good one. And yeah, can't wait to ring in the new year with as many of you as I can, and I definitely can't. And I hope we get to ring in a good number of years yet with each other, because it's fun. It genuinely lifts me up, and I hope it lifts others up too. See you all in 2025, whatever awaits us.
The context: a few days ago, I still needed to film a bunch of things, and my controller died. Didn't think I'd be getting new until after the new year, and I was losing hope. I was afraid I wasn't going to make the deadline, you know how it is. But then a bunch of people posted, offering help. Sonic first started it, so I appreciate it. And that definitely revitalized me. I appreciate it. You guys inspire me. I'm not trying to make this weird. I did think I wasn't going to do one this year. I know every year's been kind of just suffering. And, I don't want people to feel bad. Definitely was on the fence this year about making this or not. I guess my thing is just you're alive. Life is a gift, Well, I appreciate your time. And Happy New Year.